Good afternoon and welcome to the Daily Horizon View. The date today is the 11th of the 4th, 2019. And as always, we're looking at our top 5's ASX exchange traded funds. And our spotlight today is ASX QCB, which is the BetaShares Commodities Basket ETF Currency Hedge Synthetic. That's a mouthful. So a quick overview. Definitely a down day today. The market was down 0.35%, closed out at 62.94. Some green, real estate, utilities, commercial services, energy, consumer discretionary, commodities, mixed. So we had gold marginally up, silver down, platinum up. West Texas Industries crude up marginally. The other petroleum-related commodities were mixed. Top 5 percentage rises. We had QCB, which we'll have a look at later. IHWL, IJR, IJH. Cure was up 1.25%, low volume, nothing much to see here today. Top 5 percentage falls. Let's have a look what we had. CNU, GDX, IAA, IZZ, and CETF. So China New, that was down 2.4% on some decent volume, 34,000, a little bit over that. Top $5 rises. Let's see what we had. IJH, HVV, IJR, and QR, and ILB. So IJH, which is the iShares S&P mid cap, that was up 0.84% on a volume of 7. So 7 shares traded today, which is nothing to see here. Quick look at ILB. ILB is the iShares Government Inflation ETF. Interesting one. So that one primarily invests in fixed income securities issued by Australian governments and states. Top $5 falls. IAA, IZZ, CETF, GDX, and VAE. Some reasonable volume through for IAA, which is the iShares Asia 50 ETF, a fall of 1.55%. Nothing much really to see here. Only really to say that out of those 5 ETFs, only one wasn't Asia or China focused. So we had our top 5 number of trades. See how we went today, expecting all the usual suspects as normal. VAS, STW, VGS, VAP, IVV, so definitely the usual suspects. Number of trades, all pretty standard, nothing out of this world. VAS, which is the Vanguard Australia Share Index ETF, which tracks the S&P ASX 300. That had 161 trades, not a great deal of movement on that front. Top 5 for volume, we had QFN, IOZ, AAA, VGS, coupon. So QFN had roughly over double the volume of IOZ. For those who saw yesterday's Horizon View, our spotlight was QFN yesterday. QFN's a BetaShares S&P ASX 200 financial sector ETF. That one picks out all the big banks. IOZ is the iShares Core S&P ASX 200. BetaShares, which is a popular one, that's just our BetaShares Australia High Interest Cash AAA. And coupons, one we've had a look at previously as well. That's the BetaShares Australia Bank Senior Floating Rate Bond ETF. So if you're looking for exposure to bonds, that's one to look at. Moving along for our top 5 for value. VGS, AAA, VAS, QFN, and STW. Very low volume, low trading day to day, so you don't really expect to see values shooting the lights out today, and that's what we had. So VGS, which is the Vanguard MSCI Index International Share ETF, so that's ex-Australia ETF, the index. $6 million worth, so nothing out of this world. Moving along. Okay, let's take a quick look at our spotlight, and that's the ASX, and it's QCB, that's the BetaShares Commodities Basket ETF, currency hedge and synthetic. So QCB provides investors with a single way to gain exposure to the performance of a broad basket of commodities, with a currency hedge against movement in the Australian dollar against the US exchange rate. So it includes energy, agriculture, industrial metals, livestock, and precious metals. So there's no exposure to coal and iron ore. It's a good way to diversify beyond those widely held commodities. As mentioned, it includes a currency hedge against the US American dollar exchange rate. So it aims to track the performance of the index, which the basic commodity futures on. So our net asset value is $8.52, and it's trading just above closed out at $8.59. So our management fee, because this is an active ETF, is very, very high, almost 2%, so 1.92. Distribution, which is annually in July. Dividend yield is 9.4. But once you deduct your management fee, it takes quite a big hit to it. So if using this ETF, investors can avoid complications and costs of directly buying futures and physical commodities. So reduced currency risk as commodities globally are priced in US dollars. The fund's US dollar exposure is hedged to the Australian dollar, which is 100% backed by cash held by a third-party custodian. The commodities historically have a low correlation to other asset classes, which means that builds in some diversification in your portfolio. And it's quite simple to access. It's available on the ASX just like any other share to trade. I have considered purchasing this ETF as a part of my passive income strategy. However, I decided against doing so for several reasons. The main one was the high management costs, as mentioned before, was 1.2%, and also it only 1 yearly distribution, and also I'm not a huge fan of synthetic instruments. So because of those three factors, I didn't include in my income portfolio. As part of our research, You can also have a look at QAG and also have a look at ETPM. It's a mouthful. So those ones would just be good to have a look at to compare and see what kind of fits your investing rationale. So just a quick look over the graph. So the last, what's that? 4 or 5 years, it hasn't done very well. So it's dropped off quite substantially. So since the inception, it's down 7.14%. Even last year, it's down quite substantially. So probably one not to look out for this, but right now anyway. So I'm not providing advice, it's just information only. Always need to be doing our own research for our own financial situation. Providing you guys some information to crack your financial skies. Give us a like, subscribe, also leave comments. If you think there's anything that we should be looking at, or you need some extra information on things, where to find information, let us know. Thanks.